The ballroom smelled faintly of orchids and polished wood. Isabella noticed it first because she always noticed things that didn't ask for attention. She noticed the way the light softened the edges of people's faces, the way waiters moved like quiet currents between tables, the way applause never sounded quite sincere when it was rehearsed. She stood near the stage when her husband called her name. Not gently, not privately. He said it into a microphone. "Isabella?" A ripple of heads turned. Phones lifted. Someone whispered her name again, repeating it would make the moment more interesting. She looked up. He was smiling. Not the smile he used at home when he was tired and trying to pretend he wasn't. Not the careful one he wore with patience. This was lighter, sharper. It belonged to someone who felt untouchable. Beside him stood a woman in a silver dress, close enough that their shoulders brushed. "I think it's time to be honest," he said. "Sometimes twice, my wife has been too obsessed with work to notice what's been happening in her own marriage. So tonight, I'm upgrading. We're getting divorced." A pause. He extended a thin envelope. "You're just not on my level anymore." Laughter scattered through the room, uncertain at first, then bolder when no one stopped it. Isabella heard it as if through water. She accepted the papers because her hands knew what to do when her mind didn't. They felt lighter than she expected. She looked at them, then at him, then at the crowd. For a moment she thought she might cry. Not because of him. Because she was tired of translating herself into something smaller, tired of being efficient in rooms that rewarded spectacle, tired of explaining to people that ambition wasn't neglect. She lifted her head. "Thank you," she said. Her voice was steady, for the honesty, and for including me. A few people blinked, confused. She smiled, not brightly, not weakly, just enough. "Grateful to everyone here," she continued, "for the years of support you've shown both of us. This industry demands more than most people see. I'm proud of the work we've done." Some clapped out of reflex. She stepped away from the microphone. The laughter thinned, uncertain now. As she returned to her table, she noticed her pulse. Slow. Familiar, the same rhythm she felt before presenting difficult cases, before delivering bad news, before making decisions that couldn't be undone. This wasn't chaos. It was another high-pressure moment. She had trained for those. Weeks earlier, she had sat alone in her office long after midnight, staring at a spreadsheet she hadn't been reading. She had found the hotel charges by accident. Then the emails. Then the pattern. She hadn't confronted him immediately, not because she was afraid. Because she wanted to understand what she was leaving. She spoke to a lawyer. She organized documents. She notified the hospital's compliance office when she discovered his undisclosed financial entanglements with a private clinic. Quietly, methodically, no drama. She had assumed they would separate privately. She had underestimated how much he needed an audience. Now, seated among half-finished wine glasses and murmuring guests, she folded the envelope neatly and placed it inside her clutch. Across the room, he leaned toward his companion, whispering something. She laughed too loudly. Isabella looked away. A woman in a navy blazer approached the stage. She wasn't dressed for celebration. She carried a tablet and a badge clipped to her waist. "And gentlemen," the woman said, "may I have your attention?" The microphone squealed briefly. "I'm sorry to interrupt the program. I'm Laura Chen from the Medical Review Board." The room stilled. Isabella felt it before she heard it, the subtle tightening of air when authority enters a space uninvited. "There are pending matters regarding Dr. Ramirez's eligibility for institutional recognition." Chen continued. Based on recent disclosures and documentation, his award status is under temporary suspension, effective immediately. A hush. Someone dropped a fork. Further review is underway, Chen said. Until that process concludes, is not authorized to represent affiliated organizations in public capacity. She turned slightly toward Isabella. Dr. Morales, for your cooperation. That was all. No accusation, no spectacle, just procedure, just record, just consequence. Isabella didn't move. She felt something shift, not triumph, not relief. Alignment. Her husband stared at the woman as if she had spoken in another language. "What is this?" he said into the dead microphone. No one answered. The woman in silver took a small step away from him. A few people began whispering again, but now the tone had changed, was quieter, more careful. Isabella stood, not dramatically, simply because she was done sitting. She walked past him. He reached for her wrist. She didn't look at his hand. "Don't," she said. He released her. Outside, the night air was cool and smelled faintly of rain. Valets moved with professional indifference. A photographer hesitated, then lowered his camera. She stood on the steps for a moment. Her chest felt hollow and full at the same time. She thought about the years she had spent believing stability was something you earned by being patient. Sometimes twice, she thought about how much energy she had poured into being reasonable. She thought about how dignity wasn't something people granted you, was something you practiced quietly long before anyone noticed. Her phone buzzed. A message from her lawyer, proceeding as planned. "Call tomorrow." She put the phone away. A car pulled up. She got in. As the doors closed, the noise of the ballroom faded into nothing. Applause, no revenge, no speech, just motion, just forward, and for the first time in a long while, that felt enough.